Long ago, among the Shona people of the Great Plains, there was a village that rested beside the mighty Zambezi River. The river was both a giver of life and a force of fear. Its waters fed the crops, quenched the people's thirst, and filled their baskets with fish. But the river had its own spirit, a godlike being called Nyaminyami, who was said to live beneath the waters, guarding the currents and punishing those who defied the ancient pacts. Before we continue, click the subscribe button and touch the like button. Many generations before, during a time of famine, the village elders had made a solemn promise to the river. Every seventh generation, one daughter of our bloodline will be given to you as bride, so that our people will never thirst or starve. It was a pact sealed in song and blood, a covenant whispered down through time. In this generation, the chosen one was Tariro, the only daughter of Elder Shigumba. Tariro was gentle in spirit but fierce in heart, with eyes dark as the river's depths and hair that shone like the wet reeds at dawn. From childhood, she had been raised with the knowledge of her fate, that she was to be the river's bride. Each time she passed the waters, women would remind her, "Your husband waits." And each time, her heart would tremble with a fear she dared not speak. For while others saw the river as a god, Tariro felt its pull as a cage tightening around her. One day, while gathering firewood, Tariro met Kuda, a hunter who had recently returned from distant lands. Kuda was tall, with the steady gaze of one who had faced the wilderness and survived. He carried with him not only his spear, but also tales of mountains beyond the horizon, skies lit with stars she had never seen, and freedom beyond the river's reach. They spoke often, at first in whispers, then in laughter, then in the quiet moments where silence carried more meaning than words. Slowly, without meaning to, Tariro's heart betrayed her destiny. She fell in love. Kuda, too, loved her deeply. "You are not a prize for a spirit," he told her one evening as the sun bled into the river. "You are a woman of flesh, of blood, of dreams. Let me fight for you." But Tariro shook her head, torn between love and the ancient curse. "To defy the pact is to bring ruin on us all. My father would never forgive me. The spirits would never allow it." Still, their love grew, as love often does when forbidden. The night of Tariro's river wedding approached. The villagers prepared offerings of beer, beads, and a white goat. The drummers rehearsed the marriage songs that would carry Tariro to the river's edge, where she would vanish into the depths as countless brides before her. But on the eve of the ceremony, Tariro disappeared. Hand in hand with Kuda, she fled into the forest, seeking freedom beyond the reach of spirits and family alike. They hid in the high grass and whispered promises beneath the stars. For one night, they believed love could defeat destiny. But the river knew. The waters rose in anger, flooding the fields. Fish died, crops drowned, and children cried as homes were swept away. Elder Shigumba struck his staff on the ground, his face heavy with grief and rage. "My daughter has betrayed the covenant," he declared. "The river demands its bride, and she has chosen shame." That night, as the lovers slept in the forest, a mist rose around them. From the mist came a voice, deep and endless as the current. "Tariro, you are mine." The ground trembled. A hand of water burst forth, seizing Tariro. Kuda woke to her scream, but before he could reach her, she was pulled into the river's shadow. The hunter's challenge. Kuda did not weep. He sharpened his spear and went to the riverbank. The elders tried to stop him. "You are a fool," they said. "No mortal fights Nyaminyami." But Kuda's heart was steel. He raised his spear toward the churning waters. "Spirits of the deep," he cried. "If Tariro is your bride, then face me. For I will not let her go while breath remains in my body." The river boiled, and from its depths rose Nyaminyami, half serpent, half man, crowned with shells, his eyes glowing like moonlit fire. His voice thundered, "You dare challenge me for what was promised?" Kuda stood firm. "I dare, for love is stronger than fear." In a flash, the river swallowed Kuda whole. He found himself not in water, but in the spirit world beneath the current, a place of shadows and glowing fish, of voices whispering from every ripple. Tariro stood there, bound in chains of silver, her tears mixing with the flow. Nyaminyami circled Kuda, his body as long as 10 men. "If you wish to free her, hunter, then prove your courage. Pass my trials." 3 trials were set before him. 1. The trial of breath. Kuda was plunged into endless water where no air lived. Yet he remembered Tariro's smile and held his breath until the spirits themselves bent in awe. 2. The trial of fear. He faced visions of lions, hyenas, and the death of his ancestors. But he clenched his spear, whispering, "Love is stronger," and the visions faded. 3. The Trial of Blood. Nyuminyumi struck, his fangs flashing. Couta drove his spear into the serpent's scales. The river roared, the world shook, and though Couta bled, he stood unyielding. At last, Nyuminyumi paused. The spirit looked at the hunter, and in his voice there was both fury and respect. "You are but a mortal, yet you have faced me without breaking. Few among men have such courage." He turned to Tariro. "Daughter of Shigumba, you were promised to me, yet your heart belongs elsewhere. Perhaps the pact is broken not by betrayal, but by love's truth." With a great roar, Nyuminyumi struck his chains against the rocks. The silver bonds shattered. Tariro ran into Kuta's arms, free at last. The river spirit rose above them and spoke to the heavens, "From this day, no daughter shall be forced into my waters. Let the pact end. Let the people honor me not with brides, but with respect." And with that, he vanished, leaving the river calm and clear once more. Tariro and Couta returned to the village, hand in hand. Though many whispered against them, the fields began to flourish again, and the river brought fish in plenty. Elder Shigumba, though slow to forgive, saw the truth. Love had saved them where fear would have doomed them. And so, the tale of the spirit of the river bride was sung for generations, of a girl who defied her fate, a hunter who braved the spirit world, and a love that proved stronger than tradition, stronger than fear, and even stronger than destiny.